Good morning, everyone. It is 6:15 a.m., 45 degrees in the garage. Week one of the new meso cycle. Today we got back and biceps on the menu. Week one means 3 reps in reserve, so not going too crazy today. Doing just enough to continue to progress as we ramp up over the course of this meso cycle. Last week was a deload. So we're just getting back into the swing of things this week. Today I want to talk about doing the bare minimum to make progress, since that's kind of what we're doing here today. And I want to specifically talk to my blue collar guys out there, my construction workers, my landscapers, guys that are working outside, doing physically demanding jobs, mechanics, all of you. This is a topic that means a lot to me because I've been trying to optimize my training and find a good balance between making hypertrophy gains, managing fatigue, managing stress while trying to run a business, and how to balance all those to get the best results. So that's what I'm going to talk about in between my sets today. But we're pretty much done warming up. We're going to start getting into the working sets. First move, we got bent over rows. Let's get it. My first tip to all the blue collar guys out there is going to be to train in the morning. Get the workout out of the way first. You got to go to work, you got to pay the bills. So you're never going to say, oh, the workout was too hard this morning, I can't go to work. But it is a lot easier to have a hard work day and then go, the workout can wait till tomorrow. Or if you do get it in, you're never able to hit it 100% because you're already tired or exhausted by the end of the day. Then maybe you have to drink another energy drink or more pre-workout in the night. That's fucking up your sleep. And that just has a negative ripple effect. So do the workout in the morning, get it out of the way. You still gotta go to work, you still gotta go get the check anyway. It's never gonna stop you from going to work. In fact, you might find that it actually makes you feel a lot better. Plus, because you're fresh in the morning, you could actually get the most out of your training session. Tip number 2 is gonna be get some Versa grips. Take your grip out of the equation. The reason why is because if you're a mechanic or you trim trees or mow yards or do construction and you're using a shovel all the time, you already fatigue your forearms and your grip so much. You don't want your grip to be the limiting factor in a lift. Take your grip out of the equation. Get these Versa grips. It's gonna allow you to hit the target muscle group that you wanna target better, and it's gonna save your grip for what you really need it for, which is working. Get you a pair of these. You know, us blue collar guys, we use our grip a lot. It's very important. And sometimes we can take for granted how strong our grip is. So you want to push through and get more forearm training because you do have a strong grip. But we don't realize it sometimes. So for example, if you were to take a 15-pound dumbbell and tell the average person who, works an office job or something, here, I want you to hold this for 4 hours. Well, 15 pounds might not sound too heavy. You might be able to hold it for a little bit, but I guarantee you the average person, 20 minutes into it, 30 minutes into it, is gonna be like, all right, my biceps are hurting, my grip is hurting, I wanna put this thing down. We don't always get that option. If you've trimmed trees, if you've trimmed the hedges at an apartment complex or a shopping center, if you've had to shovel rocks, there's no putting it down. I know me, I had to trim hedges one time 4 hours straight, 15-pound hedge trimmer 4 hours straight. You take a 30-minute lunch and then you gotta do it again for another 4 hours. That's just part of the job. The last thing you want is your biceps and your forearms cramping up on you while you're at work. Don't wait. Take the grip out of the equation. It's gonna make your training and your job a lot better. Tip number 3 is to manage your stress and fatigue. One way we could do that is to choose high SFR movements. That stands for stimulus to fatigue ratio. You're going to want to choose moves that give you the most stimulus with the least amount of fatigue. Because your job is already physically demanding and it's already taxing, it already causes you to get fatigued, you want moves that are going to give you the best pump with the least amount of joint pain and that feel good, that don't beat you up all day after the workout and even spill over into the next day. Now, I'm limited on what I can choose for back. I personally wouldn't recommend these for myself, at least, as the highest SFR moves, being bent over rows and pull-ups. 2 other options that would be less fatiguing and probably equal or give equal to or better stimulus would be cable rows or lat pull downs. But back day aside, another really good example would be, let's say you did Romanian deadlifts to target your hamstrings. That's a move that you have to go really heavy on. It's very taxing on your central nervous system. It could spill over into your work day, maybe even the day after that, and the day after that before you finally recover. Let's say you could choose a move like hamstring curls or good mornings instead, where you get equal to or better stimulus and pump, and it's way less taxing overall, meaning you could recover, you could do your job well, you don't feel beat up all the time, and then you can hit hamstrings again later that week. Choosing high SFR moves and managing your stress and fatigue, definitely something you gotta prioritize. Staying in that same lane of managing stress and fatigue, I want to say, lighten the load, drop the weight, don't max out, don't do heavy triples and doubles. It's very rare to get hurt doing a set of 10 to 12 or a weight that you can manage 20 times. It would be like tearing a pec doing a set of push-ups. You know, it doesn't happen. Now, tearing a pec doing a heavy single on incline is a lot more common. Your body is your money maker. That's your meal ticket. You need to take care of it. If you want to grow muscle, you shouldn't be training in a lower rep range to begin with. You're going to get your best hypertrophy results in the 5 to 20 rep range. Me personally, I like to stick around that 10 to 15 rep range. Feels great, and it lowers your risk of injury significantly. So lighten the load, work on technique, pick a lighter weight, and try to make that weight as difficult as you can make it. In doing so, you're gonna have better mind-muscle connection, and you're probably gonna get more growth with less risk for injury. The last thing you wanna do is get hurt and miss work, or get hurt and have to kind of grind through the pain at work while not really being able to train as hard as you want anymore. So lighten the load, leave the ego at the door. The next tip is to stop training to failure. I know you've been seeing all the videos out right now with Mike Menser talking about HIIT training and taking 1 or 2 sets, to failure and beyond, resting 3 days. Even if that did work, it doesn't apply to you. You don't get to rest for 2 or 3 days. You don't get to just lay around and recover. You gotta get up at 4 in the morning and go to work. It doesn't apply to you. Even if it did work, there's better ways of doing it. The better way is to train consistently. Don't go to failure. Not every single workout has to be brutal and punishing. There's a time and a place for that. That's at the end of a meso cycle. The first week, you should be taking all your sets to within 3 reps of failure. So as soon as that bar starts slowing down, let's say you get, in your 10 rep max, on your 7th rep, the bar should start slowing down. That's 3 reps in reserve. Do that for all your moves on the first week. The next week, do it to 2 reps in reserve, meaning if you took your 10 rep max, you got 8 out of 10. The next week, leave 1 rep in reserve. The week after that, push to failure, and then even do a drop set if you want. Push beyond failure. The point being, if you're trying to go to failure, workout after workout, week after week, and do a physically demanding job on top of that, you're setting yourself up for burnout, or even worse, an injury, which is gonna set you back in the long run. Manage your stress and fatigue. 3 reps in reserve, 2 reps, 1 rep, failure on the last week, and then a deload after that. 1 week where you do everything 50% of the total volume you normally do. So you could either cut the weight in half and do the same exact amount of reps, or you could use the same weight that you're doing and cut the reps in half. Either way, you want the total volume of that entire week to be 50% of what you would normally do. Stop training to failure. Well, that pretty much concludes today's back and bicep workout. Nice, easy week. 3 reps in reserve on all sets. First week of the meso cycle, off to a great start. Ready to go hard for the next 5 weeks. Really ramp up, hopefully hit some new rep PRs. I hope this video has been helpful to all my guys out there working hard. About to go do that right now. Got 18 or 20 yards today. I feel like I'm going to be able to handle it no problem from managing that stress and fatigue. One last thing before I go. All of this means nothing if you're not getting adequate sleep, tracking your protein and your calorie intake, and getting enough water and staying hydrated, getting your electrolytes in. If you're not taking care of those 3 things, you're setting yourself up for failure. I know after work, sometimes you just want to crush a 12 pack, you know? Take it from me, it feels a lot better overall, everything in your life, when you could limit it to maybe 2 drinks after work, just one tall boy. Save a lot of money, you get better sleep, you recover better, your training's better, and it has a great chain reaction to everything else in your life. Take melatonin if you got to, but make sure you're getting about 7-8 hours of sleep. Get your 1 gram of protein per body weight pound every single day. Bring that big old jug of water with you, man. Make sure you finish it every single day. All right, guys. Hope that's been helpful. Leave a comment down below what you do for work. And if you use any of these techniques or got any techniques yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.